Hello there, I am Timothy Lunn,
And hello there, I am Rebecca, and it's a joy to see you all
and
today.
we are here in the Anime in the UK podcast, your UK look at the world of anime and Japan. Today, we got quite an exciting show, actually, I think. I've already looked what we got to talk about. And yeah, we've actually got some quite exciting things. I think one of
Mm.
the more exciting things we're doing today is we're going to have a sneaky peek look of the new anime season. Of course, like
Mm.
every season, of course we have the 4 seasons, and in the world of anime, um, you have different seasons, and that means when different shows starts. We're in the summer season that literally just started over the next few weeks. And I mean, normally traditionally, I'd say
Yep.
the summer season is normally, I'd say, the weaker of the 4 seasons. But I think there's still a few interesting projects
Oh
definitely
yeah.
due out. But of course, that's a little bit later. Of course, we've got to welcome ourselves here. Please remember to check out our Twitter at Anime in the UK. That would be excellent.
Mhm.
And of course, we have our question of the gate day, if you could, down below. Question of the day is: what anime are you looking forward to watching this summer season? I think I've just heard something fall over, but I'm not going to get up. Yeah, it shows you how chaotic, how
Probably,
chaotic. You
probably.
know who it is? Maybe I think I know who's in my kitchen.
Is it the German
No, not the
team?
German team. It's actually I think Chainsaw Man, because Chainsaw Man will be
Mhm.
having our little talk about the preview of Chainsaw Man that came out a few days ago. Excited
Yep.
to
It was part of the MAPPA 10th anniversary event
yes.
and was trending on Twitter for quite a while before the trailer appeared and of quite a bit after.
Yeah, I heard about this. Okay, I admit, and you are fully allowed to call me a boomer and something like that. But I really don't know much about Chainsaw Man. I have heard people really rave about it. It's in Shonen Jump, right? That just sound like
Yeah, it
I
was.
sound like such an anime boomer. It's in Shonen
Yeah, it
Jump,
wasn't.
isn't it?
Yes, it was in Shonen Jump. It was quite a mature title for Shonen
Yes, we
Jump
do.
because it's very, very
Because
gory.
they Shonen Jump turned down Attack on Titan because they were like, "Oh, that's a bit too much for our magazine." We like stuff about people who spend 5 episodes charging up and children card games. I think that audience will be a bit too extreme. Yes, I must admit, looking at the trailer, um, it looks awesome. I totally see that's going to be what everybody's going to want to cosplay as.
Yeah,
Is it come out in October?
I don't know yet, but with a title like
Hmm.
Chainsaw Man, you probably think it's online, like all like your '90s
Yeah.
extreme cartoons like Street Sharks and Striker Mice
So
from
you're saying
Mars.
this is an anime adaptation of the classic '90s show Street Sharks? Oh,
No.
Do you remember? There used to be another cartoon that was like, I think it was a spin-off. It was about like dinosaurs. There was like dinosaur streets. I vaguely could. I swear they actually showed up in the Street Sharks cartoon. I don't know. I just have a memory of that. It's weird what you remember, isn't it?
I know,
Yeah,
right?
no, just. But yeah, no, it just looks really cool. There's some, as I said before, I really do. For me, one of the things I really do look for in anime is character design. I mean, it kept me going through Demon Slayer when some of the pacing wasn't great. But I was like, no, the character design in Demon Slayer is so damn good. It's gonna keep me going. And yeah, no,
Mm.
the characters look really cool. It just looks like it's gonna be a really fun and unique show. I can see why people are
Mm.
hyping about it. Oh god, the action scenes look awesome. Oh, and there's that big monster
Yeah.
that comes out at one point. I want to see what.
Yeah, they've actually got like a special design. Like
Yeah.
they've actually got the monster people did the Monster Devilman Crybaby to actually do
Ooh,
monster design for this
that's
series.
really cool.
And
I'm gonna be an anime boomer again. I've still not seen Devilman Crybaby.
don't worry, nor
I
have
know.
I. But
So you can both be anime
but
boomers together.
yeah, but the the but person who's composed the music for this
Yes.
anime also worked for Devilman Crybaby,
Yeah.
but also did music for A Silent
Oh
Voice.
yeah, that is a very sad movie, by the way. But that's a strongly recommended anime movie. I actually did a panel and Koreami at MianiCon, and we actually did cover that movie at one point. Yeah, no, gorgeous movie if you've never seen it. As I said, we were lucky enough to get in the cinemas over here in the UK. Still shocked it didn't get nominated for an Oscar. I mean, was that the year they nominated Boss Baby?
I think it
I
was.
I think it was Ferdinand and Boss Baby. Now I think Ferdinand was more pity nomination because I think at the time everyone knew Blue Sky Studios was going to go out of business.
Yeah.
But still, it was kind of like freaking this absolute masterpiece.
Yeah.
That, I think the Oscars were absolutely eaten up if they'd actually gone out to see it. And
Yeah,
I think it was a shame because I think there was a short film that was very similar that came out a year or two later, and that absolutely scored at the Oscars. And it was kind of almost like going, but there was a really good anime film that had a very similar subject matter. I mean, I actually never saw the short film, but I'm sure the other film was also good, but it was just a bit of a shame.
But unfortunately, I think Hollywood and the type of Oscar panel in general has a problem with like adult animation in general, but that's been well known.
I've read interviews and people have admitted, like Oscar people who vote in the Oscars have admitted they very rarely watch any of the, and that's what I'm saying, any of the animated movies. I think unfortunately to that sort of person, it's very snobby. Very, very snobby sort of thing. There's always just one attitude, and I've heard multiple people say this, is when they talk about cartoons, almost like I've heard this so many times. They will say, I stopped watching cartoons when Scooby-Doo. And I don't know, I just find Scooby-Doo such a Wimbledon FC of the animation world. I know I probably lost a load of people with that thingy. Wimbledon FC were a team in the 80s that essentially were very notorious for literally their one strategy was essentially they would. So this is a soccer team for those who probably are even more confused. Literally their one sort of strategy would be that they'll get someone to literally smack the ball up the other end, and there'd be like a really tall guy up the other end. I think it was John Flashnu, the guy you may recognise from Gladiator. Yeah, that's a UK Gladiators. I'm probably confusing any American viewers. And literally, that was literally their one game plan. Literally, get it up to this John Flashnu guy. And literally, they would just do. They're known as a long ball team. Scooby-Doo is the long ball team of animation because it does the same flipping thing every time. It's like, oh no, here we go. Just again, I just don't know. I just really hate. It's like if someone said to me, oh, I don't watch football because I watched 45 minutes of a Wimbledon game during the 80s, and I just presume that what all of animation is like. Well, you're like, no, you probably picked one of the more, most notoriously bad and boring teams to watch. And just
stick them in front of the England versus Germany game.
You just stick them in front of 04 Arsenal or something like really. It's just a shame. It's like you saw Flashnu, like Scooby-Doo is John Flashnu, and it's like all this anime is like Henri and Cristiano Ronaldo.
I think Chainsaw Man would probably be like world's worst goalie. Actually, the world, because the bulb gets chainsawed in half. But it is strangely it's a very popular manga. It's actually a representative of the Shokukan Manga Award last year.
Oh wow!
Which has been given to the likes of Inuyasha.
Wow, that's
Yu Yu Hakusho, Bleach.
Must have been when it was good.
Dr. Stone.
Dr. Stone. That's a good series.
Mob Psycho 100.
Still not watched that. I say it's still been an anime boomer over here.
Watch it. It's good.
Do you think actually make merchandise of Anime Boomer? Do you think that should be like our first merch if we ever make? It's just a top with me on it, and it just says Anime Boomer.
I mean, people make T-shirts out of everything, and also Haikyuu's received the Shokukan Manga Award. I mean, a lot of other mangas have been nominated, but
no, say
actual winners.
It's looking really, really. Actually, that's really cool, and I am looking forward to it. I hope it is a Cristiano Ronaldo and not a John Flashnu. Yeah, that's my thing. And that's going to be our new thing. It should be maybe when we're rating like we should have like our rating system for like this new anime. Who's going to be the John Flash new? Who's going to be the Cristiano? And sort of have like a little thing, and it's like the animes we think is going to be the Cristiano Ronaldo one, and the anime we think is going to be.
And also, we've actually got a first-time director on
Nice.
this.
What's that?
But it's also Ryu Nakamura.
Ooh.
But he's directed some notable episodes of anime.
Oh, what has he directed?
May have episode 16 of Rising of the Shield Hero.
Nice. I'm trying to remember what that one is. Was that the one he gets revenge?
Episode 6. No, but I think that's a little bit later. Episode 16 of Fate Grand Order Babylonia.
Yes.
And episode 19 of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yes. Was that the one with the big epic battle where they're fighting in the tournament arc?
Is that? I think that might be the Mechamaru episode.
Oh no, that was a really Panda versus Mechamaru. That was a really good episode. Yeah, no, that sounds really, really exciting. Right, are we ready to talk about this week's releases? Or of this week's releases?
Yeah, there was another one, but it's got bumped.
Yeah, I think it's Funimation. I think they really want to go to town with their rebranding. So unfortunately, I don't think Funimation are really releasing a lot. I think they're still trying to figure themselves out. So we have one release this week, and I'm not even going to attempt to say it.
I'll actually attempt to say this. Yes. Awari Monogatari Part 3 MVM Blu-ray.
Yes.
Awari does mean end in Japanese.
Does it end? That's good. The last one. I've still not seen the first. There's so many of them.
I know. They're quite hard to get into.
I think you were around when I tried to get into it. I just could not get. I really want to. It's one of those things that character design is brilliant. If the character design was as easy to get into as the show, I would totally get it. I love Madoka.
It's notoriously hard to get into, but same character designer as in the new Higurashi.
Oh yes. So that is our new releases this week. That is our own one, but don't worry, we do have some interesting releases in this world of streaming. Yay! What streaming news do we have?
On Funimation Now, you can now watch One Piece Stampede, My Hero Academia, Heroes Rising, and Demon Slayer Mugen Train on Funimation Now.
Oh, that's nice. May catch some of that. Would be nice if they put One Piece movie Gold on there, because I'm still flipping waiting for that one. I've seen Stampede at the cinema. Great, by the way. Thank you so much, Funny, for putting that actual one into the cinema. But yeah, we're still waiting for One Piece movie Gold. Don't really want to have to go and bootleg it.
Don't say that.
Only joking. I will not go and bootleg One Piece movie Gold. But funny thing. In France, they're actually doing an event for One Piece. The One Piece movies. They're going to be showing like 3 of them back to back at some show. I think they're celebrating the 1000th episode. Yeah. So unfortunately, it's France only. But I was like, it's nice to see that events are coming back to not just our country, but to France. I do go over to France sometimes. There's a lot of anime fans out there. Of course, I go to Japan Expo. Actually, it's sad because me and Rebecca are due to go in a few weeks' time. But of course, the world has decided to shut.
World's travel says no. Though technically I could, but... honestly,
Rebecca's double jabbed.
Not risking it.
I'm not double jabbed yet. So Rebecca is. I'm not. So I couldn't get in even if they did run. So in a way, I think it's a bit of a miracle they didn't run, because I would have been left with a ticket that I couldn't use, and they probably wouldn't give me my money back. And the ticket is literally registered to me because my photo was on it, and I don't think Rebecca looks enough like me to get in. Right.
We're not in phase of the body snatchers just yet. But we have got some exciting streaming news.
Yeah, we got it literally fresh off the presses. It literally came out.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was at work earlier. It literally came out while I was at work.
It's burning hot. You could probably fry an egg on it.
I mean, I'm a little bit mixed about this news. Part of me is very happy about it. And that's just one thing I was kind of looking forward to, and now unfortunately, no, is not probably going to happen. So, of course, we have all been waiting for the release of the last Evangelion movie, 3.0 plus 1 point. I know, I hate that title. I wish they just called it 4, but they decided to give it a wild title. Was it Thrice Upon a Time? They haven't even kept the knots, the open bracket knots thing into the title, so they just totally screwed up the titling thing. This is a bit surprising considering that the TV series recently went to Netflix, but Amazon Prime has announced they got the worldwide, except for Japan, of course, because it's already been released there. Worldwide release of the movie on the 13th of August, isn't it? But the one thing I actually was kind of excited to see was that they have announced on day one there will be, I think, 25 different languages will have subtitle versions, so that's great. That people from other countries aren't going to have to go and look for subtitles in unofficial places. It's great. Everyone's getting official subtitles. And 10 languages, including English, French, and Spanish, will be receiving a dub. Now, of course, the big question, and after all the controversy, after the Netflix dub, is who is going to be in this dub? Will we have the original ADD dub, or will we have the new Netflix dubs? Now, it will be a bit jarring.
Always Pen doing all the voices.
Just the Pen. Oh god, it's just going to be Pingu. It's all going to go new. Actually, I'd pay good money to see like Evangelion Pingu. I think that would just be great.
Somebody's probably got to make like a YouTube proof of that, hasn't they?
Someone's like, Pingu, get in the igloo, Pingu. Well, actually, technically, it's a Pingu anime. Pingu in the City.
There is.
It's I think it's 3D animated.
Pingu in the City.
Yeah,
but
we should do a review on that.
That's
should we do a review?
Yeah,
we should do a review.
Yes.
We should actually just do a whole like Pingu in Japan because I think they released a load of games. I mean, Square Enix made a Pingu game. There's like a Square Enix. It's not like an RPG. It's not like someone's Square Enix, but I think they like made a DS game that only ever came out in Japan. I think it's like a party game, but it's like still Square Enix or literally made a Pingu game. That's awesome.
Wait, does that mean that technically can Pingu be in next Kingdom Hearts?
Rebecca, they had like licenses for flipping Star Wars and the Marvel characters, and they didn't use them. What makes you think they're going to use? I mean, flipping how they wouldn't even use the Final Fantasy characters in the last Kingdom Hearts. Even the ones that were kind of important to the plot, they kind of had to stick them in the DLC. Oh god, don't get me started on Kingdom Hearts 3. It's not a happy place. It's not a happy place for me.
No.
Yeah, we won't talk about Kingdom Hearts till Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out, which will happen one day. I think that'll be in like 10 years' time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so back to the Evangelion. So the one thing I'm actually sad about is the streaming means there's going to be no cinema release. And I don't know, there was something I was hoping to see Evangelion, the last Evangelion on the big screen, because all the others I had to watch. I remember the second one I had to watch a really god awful cam rip. The third one just on a laptop. I mean, I know now I can watch it on a nice big TV with an English dub straight away, which is odd because, as I said, Evangelion was one of the first things I ever saw, and I remember watching it on Saturday mornings on Sci-Fi Channel, and so the dub is kind of what I'm used to. So I know it's weird. I know the dub isn't as good as the original Japanese version, but it's what I'm used to watching Evangelion as. So yeah, it's just a bit sad. I would have liked to see a cinema release, but this I think is good. I understand there's probably other regions where it would have taken forever to go to, other languages that probably would have taken like years for there to be an official translation. So it's nice that nobody has to go to the pirates part of the internet, and it's good that they understand the official. I kind of would have wished that maybe they'd released it a little bit sooner. Maybe they should have released it in May or April, because I think it came out in January. But I understand.
Yeah, they have been sitting on it for.
Yeah,
I think they've probably had a lot of time to sit over due to current world
But because of
events.
current world events, I do understand that. But it would have been nice. I understand, of course, the first few months you don't want it on the internet getting leaked. Like people,
Yeah, they were very funny
yeah.
about
I think someone
stuff like that getting
leaked. They
leaked.
really were. I can't understand that bit. But I was like, you could have released it, May. Most people would have seen it by then. I would have been happy to see it in May. I mean, it's a nice release still. A lot of it means everybody gets it pretty much the same day. Maybe just in the future, it would be nice if we could get some sort of more simultaneous release all over the world. It's funny because I actually was talking to someone about the Ghost in the original Ghost in the Shell, and I never realized it because, of course, coming back to our first episode talking about anime, Ghost in the Shell actually received a 1 day only worldwide release. And a friend of mine was telling me he actually got to see Ghost in the Shell in a UK cinema the day it came out in Japan, because they did a screening in this country because of, as we were talking about last week, Manga Entertainment put some of the money into it. So, of course, they were able to get the right license to it really fast. So, yeah, that was interesting that Ghost in the Shell in the 90s, I think that's weird, I think 95 it was released, actually was in cinemas in this country. I think it was like only special preview screenings the day of its launch. That was just a cool little nitbit. Right. So are we on to our main thing? Our main.
Yeah, we're on to our summer releases.
So of course it's the summer season, as I was saying at the start. It's the summer season. It's the season where they dump stuff. Where they dump the stuff
right,
and they don't have confidence in. And I'm just getting up my little list of stuff.
Yeah, I've got.
So we're going to play a round of who is the Cristiano Ronaldos and who are the John Flash news. It's the summer season.
So what do we have as the middle ground player?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of a really middle. And we don't even say John Flash was a terrible player. He was just he was a very one trick player. I don't know. We just say middle round. We're just going to confuse people. We carry on this. Right. So I'm looking at the list, just trying to see what really jumps out at me. A lot of sequels.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff continuing from last season as well.
Here is the thing, because I think this list I got has just got the stuff that starts this season. The one I'm probably looking forward to, and at the moment there's even rumours this may not get proper streaming, due to it being on NHK, which is weird because the others weren't on NHK. Of course, that is Love Life Superstars. Of course, that is the new Love Life. It's not a continuation of the 3 previous Love Lives that have previously existed. It's an all new Love Life with a whole new group. So what are you thinking about the series so far, Rebecca, from what you've seen?
The trailer looks quite nice.
It's weird that it's on NHK. That's just weird. The weird thing about it, none of the others were on NHK.
Though I think with it being on NHK, it's probably going to have less of the kind of fan service, more of the educational aspect.
Yeah, it's just weird because NHK does more upmarket things. I think they did the Last Card Captors. I know that much. But
Last Card Captors, I think they had. Did they have one of the? I think they had one of the scenes of Log Horizon.
Yeah, I think they do show the odd things, and before people go, wait, NHK, that's that weird news channel that's on my cable. Though NHK in Japan is, I'd say, the equivalent to the BBC. Don't go to NHK World expecting to see the new Love Life. It will not be on there. They show I think they've shown one anime ever. And NHK. It's just weird because normally I think stuff like Love Life is on Tokyo MX. That's just more of a, I would say, more casual anime. I said I liking the look. I know this time they're all first years, because before they're all different. They're all different. There's 3 first years, 3 second years, 3 third years, and I know they kind of changed it in the last one. There's actually 4. There's actually 4 second years this time. Of course, that season 2 of that's coming out, but that's, I think, next season. Yeah, so
that's next year.
I'm actually looking forward to Superstar. I will definitely be watching it. I do like my Love Life. I am a big Love Life fan. So of course that is like the first thing. So that is definitely my Cristiano Ronaldo pile.
What about Higurashi with
Oh,
you?
Higurashi, the new Higurashi that actually has just aired.
Yeah.
Shows you how much I love you people. Is the new Higurashi, that's of course a continuation. Higurashi Sakasus.
Sotsu.
It shows you how brilliant I am at. Yes. I'm looking forward to seeing where this went. I am a huge Higurashi fan. I literally the other day, MVM put out the original Higurashi. They never got released in this country until about 2 years ago. They actually finally put out all of the original Higurashi, except for that last OVA that nobody liked. Actually, no. They didn't put out that other OVA that people actually liked, and was like the hey, what was Higurashi was a zombie outbreak anime. It actually is shockingly pretty good, and so far I've really liked the new Higurashi was kind of like, oh, this Higurashi is a like a remake of the original, but then it turns out no, it's actually a sequel. So what have you thought of the new Higurashi so far?
Well, I'm one of those. I'm one of those sacrilege people who actually got into Higurashi from the sequelish
Yeah, you
series.
must really get confused at points because there is like points where they kind of explain a little bit, but they don't really overly go into.
Yeah, there's like I can see the appeal. I can work some of the mysteries
Yeah,
out.
it's like when the police officer shows up. He's like, yeah, you don't understand that shock when he kind of turns into a crazy man, because in the original he's like the guy who literally comes in at the end and saves everyone. So literally when it's like, oh yeah, you're here, you're gonna say, and it just cuts to him like turning crazy. You're like, okay, we're totally fucked now. He's like literally he's our star. He literally like single handedly defeats everyone at the end, pretty much. But yeah, I mean, I'm liking it. I liking the. I think Sosako was one of the less developed characters in the original. I'm sad that Rena's hasn't got, but from what I've heard from people talking on the Facebook groups, Rena is getting way more development in the series already. Um, I,
Oh, that's good. I
yeah,
like Rena.
Rena. I think Mion barely showed up.
Yeah, and Mion. Like I had one of my friends
Yeah.
said, "Where's
Yeah,
Mion? Where's Mion?"
on. It did feel a bit like she. I mean, it was the meme, the 2.5 Men meme, where it's like, oh no, it's like we forgot something, and it's just a picture of like me waiting to be picked up from football practice. And I don't know who was important will remember it. Yeah, no, I'm hoping the characters. As I said, I think this is a bridge into the Yukineko. Of course, Yukineko did get an anime, but they really screwed it up. And I
Yep, I
think
think
this,
a lot of enemies around that
yeah,
time of the
yeah,
thing, because there wasn't as much investment
yeah,
as in foreign investment.
yeah.
They weren't as well
Oh,
produced. But now that
yeah,
we've got the foreign
yeah.
investment now, that's probably like not the animes a lot more
Of
better
course,
quality.
Higurashi has been picked up by Funimation now. Of course, when we're talking about the new anime that's coming out this season, we will try and tell you if it. Of course, the Love Life has, as I said before, as it's NHK, it's not got a partner yet because NHK are a bit weird like that when it comes to stuff like that. I think even in Japan they've announced it won't be streaming on their website until a day after. But though with Higurashi, it's on Funimation now. Now, I like saying it. See that I did there? Funimation now.
Yeah.
Sorry, Funimation, you should hire me to do your thing. Right. So Higurashi,
We've got.
hopefully, is another Cristiano Ronaldo. Do you want to pick one? Because I feel like you.
Yeah, there's like. I mean, like, I haven't really been looking at much stuff lately because I've been busy with work and whatnot.
Oh, have you got the
But there's a
list? Have you
couple.
got the list up?
Yes, I've got the list with me. There's a couple. There's a couple that have caught my
Yeah,
eye.
just say which one you think's gonna.
And I think this one's something I think that you would
Yes.
like. Shiroi Suna no Aquatope, which is by PA Works.
Oh, I think I said that the one about the aquarium. Just look at.
That's about like this about the idol goes and tries to save the
So it's
aquarium.
Love Life, but yeah, I found it now. that's that's unfortunately not got a partner as of speaking, but hopefully soon. Hopefully we'll put it in the description if partners, because we've still got a week. I'm pretty sure this will have a partner. I'm not sure what network it's in.
It's PA Works, so probably PA Works animated it, but I think probably something like Tokyo MX, something like that.
Tokyo MX is normally, trust me, when I go to Japan, that's a channel I always put on, because get the late night, there was anime on, or there was one of those idol magazine shows. But this one looks interesting. I mean, I've not seen a trailer of it, but I mean, when you see the preview image, this is the one that sort of caught my eye. So as you said, it seems that these idols are trying to save an aquarium, and there's a penguin.
There's a penguin in it. Is it going
to be the mascot? Is it going to get into all sorts of shenanigans?
I don't think it's penguin drum level shenanigans,
is
but
it going to be a real?
Probably some shenanigans.
It's going to be a real penguin. It's going to get into real penguin shenanigans.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see it like at the
real penguins are great.
Rebecca loves penguins, by the way, so that's probably why Rebecca's been like pulled to this series. I mean, the character design looks good.
Did you ever watch a series called Hanasaku Iroha?
I'm not sure.
Or a show called A Lull in the Sea?
Oh, I saw Lull in the Sea. Yes, that's probably where I remember it. I think I got halfway through Lull in the Sea and I've never finished it. You just got those animes that you just got halfway. Not even because they're bad. You just you lose the site that you had it on. This was like the days I think before Funimation and Crunchy when you did it officially. So right. So what other series are you looking forward to? I'm
having a look at another series that I'm looking at. Is a series called Sunny Boy.
Oh, I saw that.
Which is by.
You're just getting up to the Sunny Boy. I said so far the picture they got isn't the best picture. It's like just of a boy. So why is this looking interesting for you? Oh, this Sunny Boy's got a partner. It's It's funny. It's funny.
But yeah. But the thing that I'm more excited about it's the reunion of Shingo Natsume and Madhouse, which some of the powerhouses behind the first season of One Punch Man.
Oh yes, because I know the second series of One Punch Man was made by someone else.
By JC Staff.
I never saw the second series on. Was the second series of One Punch Man? It was One Punch Man. I think just had so much hype, and then it kind of just all went away.
Apart from some dodgy animation, it was serviceable. Okay, cool. I mean, the humour still went along.
That's good. One day I'll watch it. One day. I just have I've just been an anime boomer.
Okay, boomer.
Anime boomer. So so what's Sunny Boy about? So what does like get your eye on?
Right, the science. I'm totally reading off a livechart.me. Here says the science fiction ensemble drama centers around 36 boys and girls. On August 16th, midway through a seemingly endless summer vacation, middle school third-year student Nagara, the mysterious transfer student Nozomi, and classmates such as Mizuho and Azakaze are suddenly transported from their tranquil daily lives to a school adrift in an alternative dimension. They must survive with the superpowers that have awakened within them.
Okay, that sounds 5 seconds. It sounded like you've accidentally read the plot to Haruhi season 2. I was like, no. You haven't read the plot to Endless Eight, have you? One day we'll do an episode about Endless Eight. We got to do an episode. Actually, no, Rebecca. We should do 8 episodes about Endless Eight and see if the viewers noticed. And just every episode is the same, but it's slightly different. And at the end of the 8th one, we're like, that was our review on Endless Eight. We legit did 8 episodes.
I led you on Hit My Head Against the Wall right now, but nah.
Right, so that's...
We should do a Haruhi episode.
Yeah, we do a Haruhi episode. We got to do a Haruhi episode. I want to do a Haruhi episode. Well, one that's...
That means we get to rewatch it as well.
One that tickled my fancy from the character designs is Koki Nati. Yes, you can see it. I have a absolutely. It's a slice of life series, and it's about the great Jay, the Dark Realm's second in command. Cuts frightening figure, feared and revered by all. But when the running of a magical girl results in the destination and the precious Mama Crystal, the Dark Realm falls, transforming the newly upon and powerful Jade to the human world. Oh, so it's an Isekai series. It's a reverse Isekai series. Unfortunately, plotted.
Well, we got some other reverse Isekai series this season, and like second series of them as well.
This is the first series. Plotting the revival of the Dark Realm from a cramped, cold one-room apartment is not easy when you have to rent, and it's like stops at home, rent, pay, and keep a job. So it's from mangas from Square Enix. Doesn't have a. Have you seen this one? The Jahy-sama. Just look for the Jahy-sama.
Okay, I'm just got to look for it.
Jahy.
Yeah, there's just this. Yep, I see that.
Like
I think
she looks like a cat.
She looks like
one of those shows it could be.
It looks like Nagatoro.
Yeah, she does look like Nagatoro. I still haven't seen that as well. May actually get to watch that soon.
No.
But yeah, literally, she. I don't know, just something looks interesting. That girl on the left. The girl on the left.
This just looks this.
I'm just gonna watch it for that girl on the left. She looks like she's gonna be wild and fun.
Yeah.
I'm hoping this is not a John Flash. I could see this potentially being a John Flash new.
It could.
Everyone's just gonna punt it all up to John Flash new, and it's just gonna be like, gonna drop this after 3 episodes. Or you could just be a nice fun series. Has not got a partner yet, unfortunately. But hopefully, fingers crossed. Hopefully it's at least passable. But like looking at the pictures, looking at pretty pictures. That would see. That's the thing I like about having actual Japanese TV is I like watching the anime channels, and I think some of these shows you can't really decide until you can see it in action. Until you actually just watch an episode like out of context, not necessarily the first one, just to see what it's like. It's like I did that with stuff like Eleanor the Wandering Witch. I just caught an episode like on AXTV. I just fell in love with the show straight away, and I was like, "Oh wow, I was so lucky! I just happened to turn it on like that day when that show was on." So yeah, so hopefully.
Is that the one where the girl's actually not that nice a person?
What episode? No, it wasn't that episode. It wasn't the time travel, really effed up time travel episode. That was a really good episode, by the way. I don't want to spoil it, but no, it was another episode. It was a more fan servicey episode. That's all I'm going to say.
So we have got a lot of big hitters this season. A lot of big hitting second seasons.
There's one that I'm surprised it's taken them this long to get out. That's of course the second season of Maid Dragon.
Oh yeah.
That's of course already got partners. I think Crunchyroll has already.
Yeah, Crunchy got it.
Friends at Crunchyroll. I hope we're friends, Crunch. I hope we're friends, Crunch. I hope we haven't upset you, Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll senpai.
Oh no!
Okay, give me free stuff.
We actually got a like from all the anime. That of course, Anime Limited actually gave us a like on Twitter. So thanks for noticing us. Anime Limited dash all the anime senpai. We appreciate being looked out for. We've been noticed by you, Larry, and Anime Limited. We're hopefully doing a good job. You can PM if you're not. Yeah. We're not. You're upset us. But yeah, no. The new season of Maid Dragon does look interesting. They just released the opening title, which is a redone version of the first season opening titles. Of course, this is the first series from Toriyama since, of course, the
Kyoani.
Since the I don't know. I'm sorry. I've just been at work and I'm just of course since the tragic fire. I think it's about 2 years ago, almost now.
It's like almost 2 years ago this month.
They did lose quite a few staff members who did work on the first season. So
yeah, they lost the original director.
I know, sadly passed. he passed away in the fire. And so it feels, I guess in one way it feels a bit odd when they go to make a show without people who were in the first one, but I'm hoping it's a good time. I'm hoping it'll be great to see these characters. I really did just enjoy the Maid Dragon characters. I love the animation style in it. The character design was also really good.
I might have to get around to watching it because like loads of my friends say you gotta watch it.
Really, it is actually a really fun and cute series. And another series that's getting a second season, but I really didn't think much of the first one, even though it actually is the sequel to one of my all-time favorite anime ever, is Magic Record Season 2.
Yeah.
I really tried to watch it. I may try and watch it again. I think Madoka Magica is one of the best animes ever. I'm not a big fan of.
I will fight you on this. It is one of the best animes ever.
I'm not a big fan of that movie they made afterwards. I think it kind of ruins the entire franchise. That last movie of I know it's a trilogy. I think Madoka Magica has one of the best endings ever, and Demon Hole. I know there's one person I know who will absolutely be horrified because he absolutely adored Steam, but I was just like, it was just kind of such a stupid ending.
It's like I started watching the first season of Magia Record, then I just rewatched Madoka on Netflix.
I just watched a few. It just really did feel, because it's based on a gacha game. I think just really did
that we never got.
We get, and then they stopped making.
They pulled it last year.
And I don't know. I understand it, because even the new Higurashi was literally, I think, made to promote a gacha game, but the series isn't just a gacha game. The anime, it actually has practically nothing to do with the gacha game. It's just like by the way,
God.
Just
imagining a Higurashi gacha game.
You know, that's why they made the new series, to promote it.
I just expect, like, what you get is your S card. Do you get Renner's... It's Usodara as a super rare.
Other characters that aren't in the anime. There's, like, other girls that don't appear. They, like, created a load of new characters just for this gacha game. It looks really I mean, there's some nice artwork on the cards, but it's like, I'm not gonna, like, thank God they've, like, it's not based on the gacha game new series. It is actually, like, the new series is there, I think, to help promote it, but I'm happy. So I personally think, I mean, if you're enjoying Magica Record, maybe it gets really good. I may, like, attempt to watch the entire thing, but unfortunately for me, I think this is going to be more John Flash new than Cristiano Ronaldo. So, let's see. Is there anything else you want to? I mean, it looks like a few nice series. I mean, we'll be putting up, hopefully, on screen all the new anime that are coming out. Is there anything you want to talk about, or should?
There's actually let's have, like, a couple of interesting thumbnails. It's like an episode called Kaizoku Oji, which is Fena Private Princess, which is
Pirate Princess,
which is actually
that looks
premiering it prior to its October broadcast. It looks really nice.
That looks really nice. The Pirate Princess, isn't that?
We don't really get much pirate anime apart from, like, One Piece, but One Piece is a whole different juggernaut altogether.
Fight One Piece.
I mean, who wouldn't?
So that's something else I'm looking forward to.
It's a bit like taking a breadstick to a knife fight.
I mean, this Takanai wa Mono looks interesting. What else? I'm just looking at the picture. The problem is, like, you just get one picture.
There's an anime called, like, Kakeki Shoujo, which is a bit, like, based on a real Japanese drama troupe called Takarazuka Review.
That's
which splits its actresses into playing female and male roles.
Yes, they have a whole, like, TV channel in Japan, just dedicated to them.
Then we have also got like lots of sequels. We've got Slime second season part 2.
I've never seen the first season of Slime, so
it's so good. It's meant to be really good, but I need to go see it.
Anime boomer over here.
They've got My Life as a Villainess season 2, which I haven't seen.
Our friend Chris
got Friend 2
the first season. So yeah, there's some interesting stuff coming out. So yes, that's our sneaky peek of the. Of course, once all this stuff starts, hopefully we'll actually give some. Maybe we should do in a few weeks' time, near the end of the season, see if we were right or wrong about these. See what we missed. See what my anime boomer didn't see the greatness in front of them, and what was good was the things. Was there any? Who was the Ronaldos and who were the John Flash News? And right. So we're on to our final subject matter of the day. So this week,
on to something which ended this week.
So unfortunately, I've had many years of hurt from this product. I remember watching it, just all the sad times, and just all the years I've been thinking about it. But this week, finally, I could come to terms finally with the hurt, all them years of hurt. And of course, I'm totally talking about the ending of Fruits Basket, the final season. It wasn't like I was talking about something totally different there, Rebecca. It wasn't like there was something else that actually happened this week. But yeah.
Gareth Southgate redemption.
Something about a Gareth Southgate redemption. But Fruits Basket finally ended its the new version of it finally ended. And I think it's okay to give you some history on my relationship with Fruits Basket. So
I'll give you my relationship history as well.
So me first, I am an anime peasant. I don't read a lot of manga. I'm not very good at reading. So unfortunately, when I read a manga, it's a lot of work for me to read. But yeah, so Fruits Basket was probably the first Shoujo anime I ever watched, and I still remember how I got to see it. It was back in the day, so this is about 2005, 2006, and this was back when YouTube first came out. Of course, things were different. Copyright didn't seem to mean anything to anyone. So what would happen is a lot of anime would just get uploaded onto YouTube. No questions asked. Dubbed, subbed, you name it. It would just be there. No one would take it down. No one, like the big companies had no powers to take it down. So at this time, it was almost like Super Netflix. That's Crunchyroll. That's Funimation. You could just go to this website and just like screen through stuff, and you watch AMVs and be like, wow, this series looks pretty and stuff. So I came across this series, Fruits Basket, and I fell in love with it. I thought it was an absolutely gorgeous series. I fell in love with the main protagonist, Toru Honda. She was the most sweetest and honest thing I've ever seen in my time in anime. And I watched through, and of course I met all the pretty Zodiac boys and girls. There's a few girls, and of course we came through all their hardships, and I was like, oh great, there's going to be like closure and stuff in there. And then we got to the last few episodes, and we got that goddamn stupid arc about the Kyo being a part monster, and I still hate that arc even in the new one, even though they do it way better. And then we get to the end, and you know when something, Rebecca, something is technically, I consider it kind of dangerous to the viewership. Like it's just that much bad messages that I'm concerned that people watching this would this could potentially do them harm. I mean, just how abusive Akito is, and just that last episode, and how he starts grabbing her. And I'm just scared that there was girls out there who saw shit like this and just saw people's relationship and think, oh yeah, I totally know a guy who does that to me, and that's totally okay. I know it's just something about it, which is the ending was such a non-event. It just pissed me off.
It's
unfortunate. Akito, like. I know there's a lot of people. Akito, if I probably had the biggest list of anime cunts, and there's some big anime cunts out there, Akito, you're at the top of it. You are an abusive fucker. If I saw Akito in the street, I would kick Akito in the throat. Now I know I have watched the new one, and I know that was actually really bad to kick Akito in the throat, because I do know about Akito's true identity. But my God, just that ended, and how rushed, and how it felt like they've introduced all these characters. They introduced Mohichi, they introduced like his his whole thing with his mother. They introduced the doctor and his whole broken down, and it's like everything's due to that bloody Akito, and it's just I just so bad, and just how like nothing was achieved, and I think in a way just how Toru kind of takes it. She's just nice to him, and he's just like a total cunt to her, and it's just like, and they're all like, "Go, no, Akito, don't do this." It's just like, Akito just gets away with being abusive, and I mean, I just really generally hate to see abuse, and I was just, I think it was kind of traumatic, and it's such a shame, because I actually remember really enjoying Fruits Basket up to that point, and just that ending just ruined Fruits Basket. Now I know people always said, "Oh no, there's a manga with a better ending," and to my knowledge, I believe what happened was the author was really upset with how
she was really upset about
it.
So
it even shows you the author was really upset about how her characters were represented. Now this is the annoying thing. This is back in the day, as I talked about early YouTube.
This was back in the early 2000s, about 2001, 2002.
Yes. TV.com actually had an OVA listed, and I spent ages searching for it, thinking that it existed, which it doesn't. Don't go looking for it, people. And see that it would somehow fix the entire series. Which I was like, so they had 20 minutes to fix the entire series. Also, we don't get to meet the last two members of the Zodiac. We don't get to meet Rin, which kind of really doesn't Hatsu
kind of makes Hatsuharu a bit of like
he's just kind of there. He has like no it's like characters like Moichi, get their kind of their like backstory, but like no closure. So no Rin. There's no what's his name? Was it Kareno? There's no him. Even though I will get onto my actual review of the thingy. I do have things to say about him when I get there. It just felt like a load of characters. Hero, I like so much more. He just gets so much more to do. And I like actually seeing his relationship with he's just so sweet, and it was just nice to actually see that. So for years, I guess Fruits Basket was I just look at it anger. I just see that Akito, it's like Akito just being there. I was just like, oh, just what a dick, what a way to ruin this franchise. And I think maybe one of the other things that I do just find the whole cat monster thing ridiculous. It was just like, I think they just ended the series on one of the most ridiculous plot points. But yeah, so do you want to talk about your experience with Fruits Basket, and then we'll get on to what we think about the new one?
Right. On my notes. Right, the original manga was serialized in 1998-2006 in Hanato magazine, which also produced hits like Angel Sanctuary Skip Beat, and Yona of the
Cool.
Dawn. So talking a series, now that needs another
Yeah.
series, but this is not. This is Fruits Basket's time in the sun. Now, I started getting into anime and manga about 2005, 2006.
Wow, same time.
Yeah, so stuff like, well, like where manga was easily accessible to us was like the bookstore.
Oh, you don't want to know what the days were like before like 2003, 2002? Whoa, what you had to go through to get manga.
Oh, we actually had some like the original Dragon Ball Z plot volumes.
No, that does. No, there was a time when you go to Waterstones and all they'll have is one of those crappy how to draw manga. Carry on.
Right. Now remember, this like Tokyo Pop boom, Cardcaptor Sakura and stuff like Sailor Moon were out of print. Like the first big shoujo manga over here was Fruits Basket. And like Dark Horse was somewhat available. They didn't really do shoujo manga. They were more the extreme blood, guts, gore, and berserk sort of thing. And Viz, he didn't really enter the market till a bit later. But of course, if you went to like Comic Shop or like Borders Books, which had American manga, of course you can get stuff like that.
Borders was great.
Yeah, me too. Borders was a tit.
I remember going to the shutting down sale and my friend was like, can I buy the pricing?
Yeah, I mean, like one of the best things I ever bought from Borders was like this house draw manga book, but it's like a really interesting one. Had to get it off the shelf sometime. Right, remember then. Now, of course, being like a 15-year-old me, like nerd, bit somewhat of an outcast, I liked it, and like we had some anime fans in our fit. We had anime fans, and they like, oh, we like Fruits Basket, but the anime sucks.
That was always the thing. Every time I brought it up, everyone would say, "Oh, the manga really redeems it," and I was like, "No, I'm mad at Akito." And then they go, "Oh, but don't you know Akito's actually?" And that's how I found Akito's kind of true secrets out.
But yeah, it's like even someone where I work was talking about Fruits Basket about a few years back. But of course, remember, 15-year-old me, we had access to the internet and live journal. And of course, you want to go to like Fruits Basket communities. Bing bang bong, you get spoiled. Yep, I got Akito's true identity spoiled with me.
I knew.
And
People told me because I was so angry about Akito. They told me about Akito's big secret.
And the existence of Machi.
So, anything else to add to your history of Fruits Basket? Is there any cool stories or?
I don't.
You didn't want to.
I've got a little note here about the visual anime. It was produced in 2001 by Shoujo Dean and ran for 26 episodes. But we'll talk about anime DVD last week.
Yes, we did.
It actually had one of the rare. Fruits Basket was one of the rare animes where you got 6 episodes per disc.
Back in those days, that was a big deal. Showed you they really wanted you to watch.
Yeah.
I think wasn't it MVM put it out first, and then Revelation took over the license, and then MVM got the license back, and of course the new version is being put out right now by Funimation United Kingdom. Dash Manga. That now is Funimation.
But like the American fans and the overseas fans wanted more. More. You know, I was saying about in the Akemi episode about people make 1,000 cranes and the wish comes true.
Of course.
Over the 2005 convention season in America, Funimation made 1,000 cranes along with everyone, like 1,000 cranes, and then sent to the director of the anime and the studio.
Yeah.
It's probably as delayed as that football's coming home.
Yeah, it feels like it. It does just feel like a redemption arc. So we waited ages for them to. So I mean, I remember that OVA lie on TV.com, and just being really annoyed that there was no more. There was like no more redemption. There was no. We just ended on that horrible Akito. Just being I just see that sight of. I mean, understand. I've not watched it in years, and I really kind of don't want to watch the original. Actually, no, I did watch a few episodes back when the new one started, just to see like the differences. But I did not get to anywhere near the end, and I was just just that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. In 2018, they announced the remake, which probably was somewhat funded by Funimation and whatnot, but they had like Kavitz. They used her newer art style, the author's art style, which started towards the end of the serialization of Fruits Basket. And no one involved in the old anime was to be involved in the Japanese dub of Fruits Basket.
Because we do have some returning voice actors in the dub. Toru is still voice, but even I noticed when I was watching back, her performance is a bit different. She does actually sound a bit different now. Laura Brett Bailey.
Laura Bailey.
Voices.
Eric Vale as Yuki, Jerry Jewell as Kyo.
I like Jerry. Jerry, did you meet him when he came over for Amicon?
No.
He was really lovely. I got to meet him. Yeah, he is a really lovely man. He's from Texas. I didn't realize a lot of voice actors are from Texas because that's kind of
the funny lot are based in Texas.
So yeah, no, he's a really lovely man. I was happy that he got to do his voice. I think pretty much everyone else is done by some, especially Akito, because kind of the voice they gave Akito in the original and the big plot twist. Yeah, it would be kind of hard. You kind of need to give Akito more. I'm gonna say you're gonna have to kind of give Akito more of a girly voice because the plot twist isn't going to work, and of course the original anime kind of makes a mistake of showing something of Akito's that wouldn't make the plot twist make any sense. Yeah, so
but the first season of the remake premiered in April 2019.
Wasn't there a cinema screening in America? I remember.
There was a
cinema
screening.
We were actually talking about this when I went to the Hero Academia event. Another girl who I met at the event, she actually brought this up to the manga staff. She said, in America they got like the Fruits Basket in the cinema. Like that's totally something we'd all go and see. Could you please like make that happen? If that happens again. And she was like, like we wanted that to happen, but unfortunately I just think the licensing couldn't go through in time or something. So that was just a cool nitbit that in America you actually got to see the first 2 episodes on the big. That would have been great because the new one, because you have just started on the new Fruits Basket, haven't you?
Yeah, I started I've actually watched it about halfway through.
So Rebecca's only halfway through. I mean, I'm trying not to give as.
I have actually read. I think I know roughly what happens in the manga, so I'm fine with it.
So literally, let's start on my thoughts on the first season of the new Fruits Basket. Pretty much, animation is gorgeous. I mean, even though I have been bashing the original, there is something quite charming about that original art style. So I can understand. I would actually maybe recommend watching an episode or 2 just to get that. But for the most part, the first season of the new anime is pretty much mostly the same as the original, but they fix something about Akito. His voice being one of them. That's all I'm going to say. And they also Akito's relationship with another character is extremely important in the greater schemes of things, and they had scenes of Akito talking to this character, and definitely you kind of do need those scenes there for twists later on. So those are what are mostly added. It seems that Akito, I think they took out that filler episode where they keep accidentally turning into their animal forms in front of Toru's friends. They actually add 2 episodes. Toru's friends both get their flashback episodes.
Yeah, they were about. I think they're about volume 8 or 9 in the manga.
Yeah, they get them moved forward because they never get them in the original anime. you never get their backstories. I think one of her friends gets that weird one with the Yuki fan club, which they do adapt here, but that actually is one of the better episodes of the original. But yeah, both her friends, who are like the best characters, by the way, and they're still absolutely awesome in this version. They get their like stories of how they met Toru and stuff. So essentially, we end with the stupid cat monster plot, but this time
Antis of the second season.
I think that's what I like, because I was like, oh god, this is where they go to Akito in the original, because of course we do get that first tense meeting of Akito at school festival, where you can see like Toru and Akito's like rivalry start, and this is where you get this is when, like in the original, she's like, no, I'm gonna go and fight the final boss, I'm gonna go and fight Akito. This is like, I just like in the new one that she just chill, and like the rest of the Zodiac show up and they're just chilling at their house, and you're just getting like slight teases for the next, like you see the school cancel for the first time, I think you get to see Rin for the first time, and it's like, oh, this is going to be like, I know it kind of feels like I've had to have sat through a whole series to watch what I've already seen, but I was so happy that we could just scrap that original version. I was happy to sit through 24 episodes where probably only about 4 of them contained new content. The music was gorgeous, the art was gorgeous, the voice acting in the dub was really good. Moriichi is way better in this version. I really didn't like Moriichi in the original. I really like him here. He has one of the saddest like backstories ever. How his
I know.
I think that's so sad.
It's like you just look about how like I do writings and stuff like that. And it's like, shoot, Fruit Spark is actually inspiring some of my writings a bit.
I wrote one about how Moriichi. I don't know. Actually, no. I'll get to Moriichi being awesome. That's in the final season. There's an amazing part. So we got Moriichi. Of course. Oh yes, isn't Ritsu Ritsu's relationship with the manager? I swear that's not in the original. Yes. I swear they don't touch on that. I will actually say Ritsu, in my, I guess my overall, I feel Ritsu is one of the most underdeveloped parts of the Zodiac members. I would have liked to have seen another episode with Ritsu. Ritsu was a lot of fun. I would like to have seen
I do quite like
I would
Ritsu.
like to see the relationship with the manager. There is a bit at the end on the final episode, but I don't know. I just wanted one more episode of those two. But I was happy to see them, because I'm pretty sure I may have been wrong here. It had been a long time since I saw the original. I swear there wasn't anything about Ritsu and the manager getting together.
Not really.
Right. So then we get to season 2, and we get the beach house that everyone's having a lovely time, and that arsehole Akito is like, no, you're going to love me. So essentially, I think this is what they were trying to adapt at the end of that god-awful original anime. But it's just...
Yeah, you know, if Akito wanted to crash the party, they should have just bought like a delicious watermelon.
So Akito sort of shows up, and they all have to go to Akito. And Akito's like, I love you all. Oh yeah, there's a great part where Moriichi just flat out says that Akito really hates him. He says, yeah, Akito just really hates me. And then we get we kind of get the final, because we're getting teasers of Rin now. And I'm trying to think, I think we actually have met the other guy as well. Yeah, we did actually finally.
We did meet him.
So it's like,
that was the episode with you, Otani.
We have finally like started getting. So we finally, thank God, we finally seen the last 2 Zodiac members. This is great. We're finally seeing Rin, and then of course Akito has his big showdown where he scratches Moriichi's face. And I don't know, it was just way better in this version. It's just not, he's not grabbing. I mean, that's what I just hated, the way he's like grabbing Toru, and it's kind of like the previous time they meet at the school festival, where it's all very standoff. But now, of course, Akito's way more on the attack. Akito's kind of now getting his like he doesn't like Toru. He's kind of letting it know way before. He was just being really kind of calm. I think Toru kind of could tell he didn't, that something's up with this guy, but stuff. And this is kind of, and this is where I like to kind of see this sort of starts Toru's. And I think there's a great scene where she says, like, ages after, she's like, no, you should kind of shut up. And she's kind of like, wow, I kind of wish we kind of see this awesome Toru who kind of, even though Toru is the most kindest and sweetheart person, she knows she can't just stand by and let Akito essentially ruin everyone's life, which we finally, like, slowly been seeing. And especially now when we get Ren's flashback, and he's really fucked her up. And
yeah, it's like when you get the flash, it's of her personality. Like at the end of the first season, and like when Hatsuharu goes and visits her.
It's just, and you're just like, you're actually great to see like Toru kind of the way Toru would sort of scheme against him, and it does like feel like now Toru is slowly trying to destroy Akito. I mean, it's just like, I just like, but it's Toru, so she can't, like, you know, just say, I'm going to destroy Akito. Like, you know, she has to do it her way. I think there's one where she's sneaking around the Soma family house, and she almost runs into Akito's mom, but she gets saved by the other guy. Because
Kurono?
because she's trying to get the message that they're doing the school play. Because they do a really hilarious Cinderella play, and I think that's where season 2 ends. Is when they're when they get to the play, and that's at the end of the series where we find out that he's broken his fin from the Zodiac, so he's no longer affected by the curse. And of course, then we find out about Akito's true identity. That Akito is not a boy, that Akito is actually a girl, a female, but has been living as a boy because of Akito's mother, who is an absolutely horrendously bad character as well, who actually never got any comeuppance. I just realised that. She kind of just disappeared, Akito's mother. So technically I guess you can really blame her. But I still hate Akito. Akito is still so much blame. So we find out about Akito's true identity being a girl. So of course in the original version, Akito has a very boyish voice, while in the new version Akito is voiced by a female voice actress. So it sounds like more of a, you can see that, oh wait, yeah, this is a, and of course in the original at one point you see Akito with the top half showing, and there's no boings there, so you can't really pull that.
This is something I've noticed, like the Fruits Basket art style. They don't really make boings like noticeable, apart from Akito, like, is it Rin?
Akito, I guess, is a Galgura. It's a chopping board, but
yeah, I think she probably has like binder.
She has had a binder.
Binder,
in other words, you see her top without. So it's kind of, and that essentially our main man has, the reason he was expelled because he's in love with her. Segure was in love with her, and this is like his entire game plan is to free her so he can be with her. And so essentially on the last series now, where
is this a harem series where he tries to just win the affections of the Ice Queen?
So essentially last season we get the end of Rin and Hatsumatsu's arc. That is extremely adorable. We find it because she's trying to get the bond, the box that has the bond in it, but she gets caught and put in jail and then gets her hair cut. But then he comes and saves her. Well, no, she tries to escape from hospital and he comes and saves her in a really adorable scene. Then we get Moichi's like final arc where he's now a grown up, or more grown up. He's actually had a growth spurt, and then he just goes to Akito, and it's just like, today in Fruits Basket, the fans, right? He just tells Akito that Akito is just a humongous like asshole. And of course we find out why Akito thinks he's so special is because he is the Zodiac God. He is reincarnated, or she is reincarnated as the Zodiac God. But literally when she was conceived, that literally all the other Zodiac members were like, oh my god, God is coming. This is exciting. So yeah, we just get this great scene from Moriichi, who's literally like breaks this bond from Akito, and he's just like, yeah, like, and then we get that really lovely scene of him telling his mother, who of course got her memory wiped because she couldn't take him being a Zodiac member, talking to his mother and then talking about them going on a trip, and then he like, one day I'll go on a trip with my family. So it's just nice to finally see our boy Moriichi finally get his closure and Akito get a good telling. So this is sort of
Moriichi's a good boy.
Like the best boy. And I just love they give him the cute German accent. So yeah, I definitely think if I had a Hasbuno episode, I think Moriichi may sneak in there. We'll have to see if we ever do a Hasbuno episode. I think we're doing a top 5 waifu and a top 5 husband episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, Moriichi, and of course we find out about Akito and his dad, and her dad, and how her mom is just an arsehole, just another arsehole in this series. And essentially Toru's long game that essentially everybody in the Zodiac finally realizes Akito is a humongous arsehole, and literally Akito loses faith with everyone. He literally loses his bond with the Zodiac, and he's literally freaking out. He's going to Toru's house, and then we find out that Kyo's relationship with Toru's mom, and then Toru gets left in the house alone for Akito to come. Oh yeah, and he starts now trying to stab everyone because Akito is just a terrible human being. And then of course we get Toru, who's like, I'm just going to love you anyway. And we finally see Toru win the day. And then she falls off a cliff. And then I was like, okay. But then everything is okay. Toru gets out of hospital, and there's an adorable scene with Kyo, where he finally kind of comes to terms with everything, and he chases. No, she runs away from him, and he's like, "Come back! I'm faster than you."
That's like, it's like when you watch like mangas, like you look like, is this going to be, is like Toru going to be for Yuki, or is she going to be for Kyo?
I haven't even mentioned like the school council and stuff. I love the school council characters. I know this is where it's going to get controversial, that I know some people don't like Yuki's girlfriend he ends up with. I mean, I kind of did like the Kyo Toru partnership just a little bit more, and I'm happy that Yuki got to find someone. I may have actually liked to have seen a bit more of him and his girlfriend, because they really only get together really at the end of the series. I mean, she does get episodes, and I do like the vice president who just wants to turn everything into a Super Sentai. Yeah, he's just really, really funny. Yeah, you actually do get some really good scenes with the car. Of course, we get Toru's two best friends. You get more awesome scenes with them. So yeah, no, it was just nice to see it. I guess before I get onto the absolute end of Fruits Basket, I guess I could talk about what I would have improved upon. I maybe thought there was too many certain members of the Zodiacs just doesn't get concentrated on enough. I like to see.
Oh, I felt that
like
as
there
well.
should have been a few more episodes with certain Zodiac members in it. Of course, Yuki's brother, I feel like gets really pushed. I mean, there's a nice episode of Yuki's mum. That was a good episode.
What when it goes to the shop?
I know. I like the one goes shop because that's in the original, but they moved that to season 2 in the remake for some reason. I don't know why. You do get like the nice closure with Kyo and what's the ball girl name? Kagura.
Kagura.
You get a really nice episode. Mori and the teacher, I do like how they get together in the end. They're going to go to Okinawa, which we hopefully maybe do one day. So that'd be nice. One day. Of course, we get Rin say that she will never forgive Akito. So it's nice to know that one of the cast members feels the same as I do.
Actions have consequences.
And it's also it's nice to see Segure. I guess his plan, even though I've all of it, there's a scene where he's a right big jerk, and of course it's nice to see them beat the cat curse, because Kyo was going to get put in jail if he couldn't break the curse. And I mean, I do like that scene right at the end when they're going to go and see Akito, and Akito just grabs Toru and drags her in and hugs her. Even though I hate Akito, that was still a nice scene. The show concluding, it just feels nice that everything came to an end. I like the partnerships. Literally, I said my only real complaint is I wish I just saw a little bit more of certain other characters. The penultimate episode generally is super sad when it has the true perspective of Toru's mum dying, because I feel like we see it through different people's eyes, and like to finally see the final thing where she's like panicking because she gets hit by the car, and she's like, no, who's going to take care of Toru? And she sees Kyo, and she's like thinking in her head like, you'll take care of her, and it's just nice to know in the end that her wishes were met. And then when the sea slowly, because that's the thing I've heard, that there's going to be a Fruits Basket spin-off anime about Toru's parents, which, hopefully, and also I hope another Fruits Basket gets animated, which I do know is the sequel.
Yeah, there is actually a couple of sequel manga. They're quite short.
The Three Musketeers arc as well.
Yeah, that focuses like when they're still at school, but there's the Fruits Basket, another which takes place after when their kids are at the same school.
Because they really jump forward in like the post-credit scene. It's like Toru is like a grandma in the post-credit scenes, and I was like, I kind of wanted to see their kids, everyone with their kids and stuff. They just jump forward a bit too much, so that's why I'm hoping another Fruits Basket gets. I heard Akito's son gets really like everyone just remembers.
That happens.
So I feel sorry for Akito's son already, for having Akito as a mother. It's just I think it's a weird thing. I feel like one of Fruits Basket's main themes is about letting go of the past, and in a weird way, the Fruits Basket anime, in this bizarre way, the fact how bitter I essentially became toward Fruits Basket, watching this new anime just made me okay. Like watching, with Fruits Basket again, it made me be like, I can now enjoy Fruits Basket again. I don't have to feel angry over that terrible ending. I don't have to remember Akito grabbing Toru by the hair like that. It's just, I finally get the closure. I think that was a real big theme of Fruits Basket, getting closure and moving on, and of course coming your true self. And yeah, it was just actually nice to see. And I guess what a weird sort of way for it all to come full circle. So yeah, that was wow, we rambled on. But that was just really nice. I guess it was nice to see 15. I think 2006 was when I first seen it. So 15 years of her finally. It wasn't just England this week. It was also Fruits Basket. Finally, if you have not seen it, I know we're probably giving a load of spoilers away. Please definitely give it a watch. I strongly recommend it. I just recommend mostly starting with the original. Maybe watch an episode of start with the new one. Don't really bother the original. Maybe just
No.
to actually no, I'll tell you something. Watch the opening titles, watch the ending titles, because they actually are quite
Yep.
nice songs of the original, and then just cut straight to the straight to the new one. You don't need the 15 years of her. You don't need that really terrible ending. You just
it did link me the old opening titles, and it just felt
I feel really
nice.
That watch it again, especially I think even the lyrics like "Let go of the past." That someone, I swear, it says that at one point, and I'm just like, oh wow, it's just nice being able to let go. And the really badly drawn Toru in the opening, I was just like, wow, like after watching the new nice HD Toru. But yeah, it's nice to finally come. Is there anything else you'd like to add to the Fruits basket?
It's in just trying to think. It's like you just like as you look back on it, it's like I kind of had the thing that the original author just like has like an understanding of like the human condition at times.
It's really nice.
It's like the things like bullying, abuse, and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, there is some really sad parts in Fruits Basket, but it was just nice for it all to come together. As I said, sometimes you just got to let go of the past and move forward. Like one of the reasons I wanted to make this podcast is hopefully to help bring this community together. I just want to make links, make it better for the future. Right. So, it's just, it's so tiring. We had a long day, haven't we? Both of us had an absolute long day. But it's nice. It's nice to see. It's nice that we're all finally all done with Fruits Basket. Right. So we'll be back next week. I'm not sure what we're talking. Maybe we'll finally do the Unico thing, because I keep promising it every episode and we never flipping do it.
Well, it's hard to know what we can actually talk about next week, because maybe we haven't thought that far ahead yet.
It'll be a surprise. Whatever we cook up in the week. Of course, as this is my chance to say, if you've not done it yet, please give us a cheeky little subscribe.
We could get something cheeky that might pop up. It's like, crap, we've got to talk about this.
Of course, if you enjoyed us, give us a like. And of course, if you think it's good and you want to share it with your friends, please share it with your friends on Twitter, on Instagram, on MySpace, because I know that's still a thing. And of course, the question of the day: what anime from the summer season are you looking forward to? And of course, yes, it's been great being back with you all. It's great. Finally, the Fruits Basket's finally over. We got some good new anime to look forward to, and hopefully we'll have something really fun and interesting to talk about next week. So, you got anything else to add before we say goodbye, Rebecca?
It's like I've actually been rewatching Fruits Basket in preparation for this episode. It's really nice actually watch it. It's like sometimes I watch an episode before work or an episode before I go to bed.
It's a good series, and the dub is actually very good. I'd actually recommend the dub. I watched both of them dubs, so it's nice to see. Right, so that.
So one thing I will say is one of those series you can recommend to just about anybody.
Fans. As I said, that's what I like about anime. It's so unique. Unexpected. As I say, when people say, "Oh, I stopped watching cartoons at Scooby-Doo," it's like you're missing out on wonders and gems like this. So as I said, that's what I like about anime. So yes, right. We'll see you next week. Until then, have a good time. Bye-bye.
Bye.